Hey YouTube, Dan Ottawa here, the best 3rd/4th tier Pokemon Go battler in the world, and we are coming at you with Ultra League Premier Classic teams. So for those of you who do not know, Premier Classic, Premier means uh, no legendaries, and Classic means level 40. So we're Ultra League, which is 2500 CP with no legendaries and no XL. So you can play Open Ultra League as well. So the dates are below me, January 24th to February 7th. Um, so you can play Ultra League if you want, but I'm just going to go over Premier Classic teams. I'm going to showcase what I always do is showcase the top 20 rankings based on PVPoke, and then I will go over the 6 teams I put together. 3 of them have Walrein on it, and 3 of them do not have it on it because it's just going to be everywhere. So you just need to be aware of that. So let's get into it. I appreciate if you hit that thumbs up button and leave me a comment below. What team do you think you're going to be running? Yeah, and let's jump into it. So top 20 PVPoke. Walrein, Trevenant, Walrein. You're going to see it everywhere. My first team, you will see my first team is those 2 plus pick your 3rd Pokemon. They are such a strong core. Walrein just has so much coverage in this meta. Trevenant basically covers all its weaknesses. So just be aware. Right, so Walrein's going to cover everything from... it just main issues are going to be fighters, realistically. But actually the top 20, now that I look at it, you're going to see... like Walrein will have a lot of coverage just because how spammy it is and how tanky it is for under level 40. You're going to see all that, but what you also will see is that a lot of things in the top 20 counter it. So Trevenant counters a lot of those things that counter Walrein, right? So it's going to deal with all your fighters. It's going to deal with probably your steals and stuff like that, right? Swampert's been a staple of Ultra League for a while, though. The problem is Walrein and Trevenant both have good matchups against it, so that's one thing to consideration. But then when you go down the list, Swampert has good matchup against everything from Nidoqueen to Escav, decent against the fighters, good against Charm, good against Magnezone. So Blaziken's on there. So it just Swampert's gonna have your wide coverage overall with the other people. Nidoqueen at 6 and 7. Nidoqueen's one of those where it just is gonna have a play almost against everything here. Like even against the Walrein Trevenant core, it's got play against both, and it'll deal with the fighters, obviously resisting fighting. It has like the earth power to deal with steals, so it's such a wide coverage Pokemon. I expect this, if you have a Nidoqueen built up, I expect it to be... I didn't actually build a team with Nidoqueen now that I think about it, but I think you will see Nidoqueens everywhere. And now you're getting what I call the counter users: Escav, Surfetch, and Double Machamp here. Those are going to be sort of your main answers to Walrein. And to a certain extent, like they can deal with Swampert. It's not winning matchups, but like you hang in there with Swampert as well. And then your Magnezone, obviously, and stuff like that. Surfetch and Machamp are obviously going to get lit up at number 12. Sylveon as a Charmer, but Escav I like as one that can deal with... You won't win against the Charmer, but you will hang in there a lot better than the fighters. Charmer is a Charmer, so I don't really need to go over that. Magnezone at 13 and 17. Again, for those of you who've never used Magnezone, it is very much a glass cannon. Wild Charge will one-shot a lot of things. Mirror Shot is for coverage as well. Still going to have some problems probably with Trevenant, but just an overall super strong pick. Gliscor, and I guess I shouldn't put them in, although they have the same brown typing there. Gliscor and Flygon, but Gliscor with Wing Attack, Night Slash, Earthquake is sort of like a nice cover, right? So Wing Attack and Night Slash, good for the Trevenant. You're gonna be half flyer, I think, so you're in trouble. I think it's a Walrein. But like, sort of like I haven't used Gliscor too much and Flygon either. So Flygon's running Dragon Tail and Dragon Claw, so that is going to be your main dragon for this, right? So you're less likely to use Dragonite, and more likely to use that. Heracross, again, a counter user. Snorlax, I got a team with Snorlax as like an ultimate safe swap. Good against Trevenant with all those licks, right? You can't really throw anything at it, but the licks enough will do it. Plus, they can only throw Seed Bomb at you because Shadow Claw and Shadow Ball is resisted. And then Electivire, I have a video on Electivire. How talk about Magnezone being a sort of glass cannon. Ooh, Electivire is the true glass cannon. So let's go over some teams, and let's just start Walrein. Will be on all. So I do 3 teams with Walrein. So Walrein Trevenant core, and this is what I was talking about earlier. Your Walrein's gonna be like your top Pokemon there: Trevenant, Swampert, Nidoqueen. Yeah, goes against Charmers, goes against your, and you go down the list like Gengar, so like a lot of coverage there. What it's gonna lose to is all your fighters, all your counter users, right? Surfetch'd, Escav, Machamp, and that's why Trevenant covers all those. So that's why this core is going to be everywhere. And your sort of only remaining weaknesses are Obstagoon and Lapras. So that's why if you see below, PVPoke recommends like all those on the left though, Surfetch'd, Machamp, Heracross, Sylveon, Toxicroak, Escav, right? So it's all your counter users as the third. So these two core plus a third, you could use Sylveon 2 as a Charmer, Blaziken. Like you're gonna see this combo a lot. So just either roll with the combo or get ready to counter this combo because it will be everywhere. So just keep that in mind. So we'll keep that up there and go to team number 2, which is with Swampert and Gallade. So Gallade was, for the longest time, an amazing safe swap in this league. It's weak to Charm, but for the most part, it could just, because it had close combat and Leaf Blade, some grass move, grass not Leaf Blade, could have just such wide coverage, right? So you could, your confusions would counter, like destroy Machamps and Surfetch'd. You have your Leaf Blade for, or whatever, for Machamp, for Swampert. But now you're seeing Trevenants, and in open you have the Ghosts, which it's weak to, and then you start getting into your level 50 Pokemon like Stunfisk and stuff like that. So it now has, I think, more play just in this league, right? So you have your big Sylveon and Togekiss being weak to Charm, but for the most part, like, look how many matchups it picks up. So Gallade will go back to like safe swap territory here as like one of the best safe swaps. Left you kind of weak to Magnezone there, and to a certain extent Togekiss. But Swampert in some of these matchups like Obstagoon and Togekiss, Swampert I really like in there because you could just like spam those Hydro Cannons. It gives you additional coverage. The problem is Trevenant, right? Because Trevenant is a ghost, so you're really bad against Swampert, and Gallade is going to take Super Fighting from the claws, and I don't even think they really need to. They'll probably just bait and go and bait with the grass type move. So you may want to, if you're seeing a ton of Trevenant, I would switch out Swampert and go for something that can go at least neutral on Trevenant, but still keep your sort of main covers down there that you're missing. To a certain, like Magnezone is the key one, and then if you want like an Obstagoon, Venusaur coverage as well, that wouldn't be a bad idea. So the last one, let's just use that nice shiny new Venusaur that everyone has. I already had a like, I don't even know what rank, but like top 10 rank Ultra League, which is not usable here. So just keep that in mind. The Venusaur, the top rank that you may have gotten from Community Day, goes to like level 42 or 43 or something like that. So it's not usable here. So you'd have to use a Venusaur that reaches level 40 or 41 best buddied. But people may have them. Like your main answers. So it's got a matchup win against Walrein and then Swampert. Those are two everywhere. It loses to Trevenant, but I've played that matchup before. It's not even as bad of a loss as you think. It obviously deals with all the fighters. Does good against the Charm. So it's a nice wide range cover Pokemon. Walrein takes care of pretty much almost all the rest. And then I needed something to a certain extent to deal with like Magnezone in the middle there, and Escav and Machamp. Just, if you've ever used the Shadow Machamp, it just, unless you get like destroyed by Charmers, even in like neutral somewhat bad matchups, you always have a shot with Machamp there. So those are the 3 teams with the Walrus there. Let us go into teams without it. So I built this team around Escav because I think Escav is one of the best you can get because it's a counter user, which is always a plus. But because it's half steel, you pick up steel and bug. I forget what the second typing is, but you pick up a lot of resistances. So being able to have that counter user that can also not take super effective from Charm is key. So that's why you got like you pick up a lot of the matchups that you should against like anything that's weak to fighting, right? Obscure and Lapras down there. You have the Joe Run for coverage on like Nidoqueen there, stuff like that. So that was good. Trevenant is a sore thumb there. So you need basically two things to deal with that. So I started like, what is a Pokemon that's not Trevenant that can deal with Trevenant? And it was Gengar. So again, you can use Trevenant, whatever, right? So I just used Gengar because Gengar will cover that, but also cover your sort of fighters that you may have a little trouble with. And then I needed a third, and I'm like, I'm still weak to Swampert. I still am not amazing as Trevenant because Trevenant can still hit you for super effective with the claws of its own. You're really just going to claw each other down very quick. So I was like, don't want to use Walrein, so let's use Avalugg for the coverage there. Can beat the Swampert, get you the Gliscor win there. Yeah, so there's obviously some weaknesses there. Magnezone, so Magnezone, it's so funny because I didn't build a team with Magnezone, but Magnezone continues to pop up there, which Magnezone really is going to win in the one shield versus SCAV as a counter user, so that surprises me a little bit there, quite honestly. So, I mean, like, as a counter user, I think you're okay there. I'm not too worried about that. Let's go to what I think will be... There's a lot of circles there, but I'm not too worried about that because this is an ABB line. Bulk is better. I've ran this double safe swap before in Lapras and Snorlax. I think it has more play now even because Lapras and Snorlax can deal with Trevenant and then to a certain extent can deal with Walrein as well. So those are your those are your safe swaps there. Obviously both are weak to counter users. So it's an ABB style team, focus on the front, pull one of those counter users out with one of these two Pokemon. Doesn't really matter which one you want to safe swap. Punish it with Togekiss, and then the other one should ideally roam free in the back. So that's how I'd play this team. And these two Pokemon in the back are just so thick that they have like they allow you to absorb a ton of energy and not have to burn shields unnecessarily. And then you can hopefully just charm down in the back there. And last, I wanted to build a team with Amok because Amok, in my opinion, is a beast. And then I was like, okay, Amok, put it in. Trevenant, I used Snarl, Dark Pulse, Sludge Bomb here. Or Sludge Wave, Sludge Bomb. So it's got some wins there, but not like a ton. As you can see, like Walrein through Magnezone are losses. Again, it's going to have problems with the fighters if you're running Snarl, Dark Ball, so you can only throw the Sludge on it. So those are going to be tough matchups. So something to beat all those. Again, we're going to go back to Glade because Glade can beat all those. And then I was like, okay, Charm's going to be a bit of an issue. So I put in Empoleon, and again, Magnezone's an issue. But even in the Magnezone matchup, you can grab a couple, you can get like a couple Dark Pulses off. So I'm not too worried. Plus, if you shield down close combat with one shot. So I'm not too worried about that. But Empoleon, and this is sort of like it's not a safe swap team for sure. Like Muck and Gallade acted as safe swaps before, so you can run Empoleon on the lead and go Muck or Gallade as safe swaps. Both are pretty solid options. And yeah, those are the 6 teams I put together. Again, it's one thing to look at them on paper and do the analysis, another when you see the meta at your ELO, right? Depends where I am because I'm filming this Saturday night. Go Battle Day is tomorrow for me, as it is for everyone. So if I hit Legend, you'll be seeing this on Tuesday because I'll showcase my Legend on Monday. If I don't hit Legend, I probably am gonna want to try with the hardiest teams I can to hit Legend ASAP. And I don't know what that is. Like the Walrein Trevenant core is probably the strongest just because how much coverage you have. But like, is everyone going to run that one? Is everyone going to run counter to that one? I don't know. So it's tough to actually like when you're going into a Premier Classic where there is, well, Trevenant's not new to this one, but it's somewhat new. Trevenant, Walrein are two sort of like core breaking metas that have changed out how this is going to be how teams are going to be built. You really don't know what you're going to see on the first couple days, and then you're going to eventually figure it out. So my guess is you will see a lot of those cores at the beginning, and I may run that core too. I don't know. I don't have a. I can build up the Walrein because I got a good one for during community day. I don't even know if I have a Trevenant that I can build up that's not, because I think Trevenant is Trevenant. I know what it is because I got a really good Trevenant for Ultra League, but it goes up to like level 40 something. Like it's above 40. So I don't know if people will have, like, some people may have a good like Trevenant for level 40, but just keep that in mind too. Anyways, that's it. Let me know what teams you are thinking of running. Maybe spark some ideas. The more I look at the Magnezone and how many strong matchups it has, the more I'm interested in using it. But like Magnezone could just get in trouble by Trevenant and Swampert, and to a certain extent Nidoqueen. So like it doesn't have super amazing matchups across the board. So that is it. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys hopefully tomorrow with my first hopefully successful team.